We came to Ghana way back in 2004, and I got here and I just fell in love with Ghana. And in 2015, packed up everything, packed up my whole house, all my belongings, my car, everything, put it in a container and shipped it off. And so Ghana felt very relaxed, very chilled. The people were very nice. So the funny thing is I used to sit at my desk here in this nice plushy office, and all I would do is sit there and draw pictures of my house in Ghana and how I wanted my house in Ghana. Okay. Hello, my name is Renee Keck, and I'm an American, and I moved to Ghana in May of 2015. So I'm going on almost 7 years here in Ghana. Well, the first time I came to Ghana was way back in 2004. And in the US, the church that I was attending, my pastor was from Ghana. So there were a lot of Ghanaians at the church in the US. And so one of the brothers in the church, he did tours to Ghana. He's from Ghana and he did tours. And I always wanted to come to Africa. And so I asked him about the tours, and he put a small group together. There were 10 of us, and we came to Ghana way back in 2004, and I got here and I just fell in love with Ghana. I fell in love with it so much, and I just really felt a connection. We did all the typical tourist sites, and I felt a very strong connection of being here in Ghana, and I just actually felt in my spirit that I was going to end up living here one day. And so fast forward, I did a lot of praying and thinking about it. And so here 11 years later, 2015, I got the go-ahead from the Lord. I'm also a reverend minister. And so I got the go-ahead from the Lord that it's time to go. And in 2015, packed up everything, packed up my whole house, all my belongings, my car, everything, put it in a container and shipped it off. And here I am. It just felt like real chilled because I'm from the DC area and it can be a little hectic. And so Ghana felt very relaxed, very chilled. The people were very nice. Of course, we went to the Elmina Castle in Cape Coast, and we had quite an experience there because for African Americans, going to the slave dungeons is a very moving experience for us. And I was all ready for this big crying experience, but what happened is after the tour guide took us through the castle and hearing about the experiences that the people went through, I was so enraged and so upset that I couldn't even cry. So what happened is, thank goodness our tour guide, we went and sat at the hotel and we talked and we were able to, calm down and feel better about everything. But it was a very moving experience for me being out at the slave castle. But then just interacting with people here, people in Ghana, I really liked the vibe. And the people were very nice. Everybody was welcoming and very nice. And I love the food, and I love the music, and I love the culture, and I love the clothing, and I love the weather. And so, what can I say? All those things also helped impact me into moving. But as I said, for me, moving here, it's a lot more spiritual because I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. We all have a purpose in life, and I know that part of my purpose is to be here in Ghana and do the work that I'm doing with people here in Ghana and to help be a blessing to the people here in Ghana. Yeah. Well, because I'm a single mother, I have 2 children in the US. They're adults now, but my daughter at the time, she was in her senior year of college. So she was about 21 at the time, and my son had just completed university. And then my mother is also there, my siblings. So it was a little difficult to leave my family, not having any relatives here, because I don't have any family here. So that part was difficult, but it was exciting knowing that I was finally, after all these years, moving to Ghana. So I was very excited. Of course, I had mixed emotions. I was very excited about moving, but I was also sad about leaving my children and my family. But I have to say the excitement kind of weighed out. I love my family, but I'm the type of person, I love new things, starting over, new adventures. A lot of people don't like starting over. I love starting over. I like new things, new challenges. So it was exciting for me. I'll use the word exciting because that's what it was. Well, when I was in the U.S., I had actually brought some land here in Ghana. And believe me, I've had my own experiences. I bought land while I was still living in the U.S. and someone was building for me. But then when I got here, I didn't like the way he built it. And they were all the way up to the lintel level, which is all the way up to like beginning the roofing stage. And I had designed my own home. I used to be an administrative assistant in the US. So the funny thing is I used to sit at my desk here in this nice plushy office, and all I would do is sit there and draw pictures of my house in Ghana and how I wanted my house in Ghana. And when I got here, it wasn't to my expectation. And so I had an engineer come out and so forth, and we ended up tearing it down. And I got a better builder, and he built exactly what I wanted. And so I'm very happy about that. I wanted a modern day African hut. So it's a octagon round shape, 8-sided octagon. And I actually call it the Octa Hut. I named it that even before I moved to Ghana when I was still planning. And like I said, it's like a modern day African hut, and that's what I wanted. And so my experience, like I said, is that I purchased land when I knew I was going to move. I ended up purchasing land before moving here. And the first year I moved here, I stayed at someone else's home. And then after the first year, my house was ready and I was able to move into my own home. And so I'm so excited that for me, an African American, I own land in Africa and I live in my own home on the continent. So I don't know if people understand how exciting that is for African Americans, but it's extremely exciting to own land in Africa. Life has been wonderful. I mean, every place has its challenges, of course. And, you know, I do not live in a nice, plushy part of town. I live out with the people in the hood. And so, but everybody is very nice to me. The funny thing, I have a lot of funny stories because I don't speak any of the local languages. I'm still learning. So yeah, don't talk about me. I know I've been here 7 years and I should be fluent by now, but I'm still learning. But the funny thing is, because I look like everybody else, people always talk to me in Tree, and my typical you know, response is, "I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying." So then they say, "Oh, sorry," you know, but people approach me all the time speaking to me in the local language, and they just don't realize that I don't know what they're saying. So, you know, that can be a challenge sometimes. But the good thing is that most people do speak English or know enough English to communicate. And I really, really want to learn the local language, at least Tree. I'd like to learn some Ga also. So I have to do better at that. I know I have to do better at highlights. I would say, because I work with young people a lot, I work with the youth, and so I go to schools and I do a lot of talking and programs at schools, and that's what I enjoy. I enjoy being around young people. They help keep you young, and just trying to share some wisdom and knowledge with them. And then I have about 8 young people, young adults that I've kind of adopted and taken in as my children. And those are my highlights. Spending time with young people, spending time with the people that I love here in Ghana, and just exploring more of Ghana. It's one of the things that I really want to focus on, is doing more and exploring more of Ghana. because there's a lot to see and do right here in Ghana. Well, I have a birthday coming up, and so we are going to go on, hey, this is a shout out for the Dodi Cruise. So there's Ghana's only cruise boat up on the Volta River, I'm sorry. And so we're gonna do that for my birthday. And I've been up to the Volta area before, but there's just a lot of other places. I've been to Vli Falls, a waterfall, but I want to see some of the other waterfalls here in Ghana. I want to go to the Stilt Village. I can't think of the name of it right now, but there's a Stilt Village in Ghana. You know, it's a village that's built over the water. And so just a lot of other places that I want to get out and venture into and see here in Ghana, yes.
Finally, two things. What are your favorite local dishes?
This is funny. Now get ready. In the US, I hated okra. I would never eat okra. The whole time I was growing up, even as an adult, I would never eat okra. I got here and somebody said, oh, try this okra stew. And I said, no, I don't like okra. They're like, just try it. Well, now, okra stew in Banku is one of my favorite dishes. And even to this day, when I called my mother and I said, guess what? Guess who's eating okra? And she's like, not you. I said, yes, me. And so I love Banku and okra stew, and I love Banku and tilapia. I think those are my two favorites.
Yeah.
Yes.
What local words have you picked up so far?
Just some of the small things, you know. How much is this? Ayasin, how are you? Etisin. I don't know, just some of the small things.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure.